Today's episode is about a book I read called How God Can and Will Restore Your Marriage and how it gave me hope. In episode 1, I told you how I fell to my knees one day and asked God if He existed, and a peace came over me. The Lord knew I needed some leading because now I had this feeling of peace. I still did not want to live, but I knew now if I die I would be with God. So, the desire grew in me to go to church, and this one Sunday, I did. I had no idea which church to go to, but I remembered a church I went to as a teenager and decided to go there. The first teachings I heard from the leader of that church was that a mother's place is on her knees praying for her family. This touched me very much, and as I was sitting in church, I audibly heard a voice saying someone's name, but I also sort of knew it was in my head, because nobody else seemed to notice. A face of someone I worked with appeared in my mind. We have worked in the same building for a lot of years, and then she got a promotion to another building, and as it turned out a few years after that, the two of us got promoted to another building together. We recognized each other while both of us sat in the lobby waiting to be fetched for our first day. What a small world after all. We were not friends, and I felt uncomfortable in her company because she always spoke about God. I tried to avoid her, but sometimes our work overlapped and our paths crossed. Well, when her face came into my mind, I had no idea why. I just knew that I had to contact her. So on the Monday, when I got into my office, I called her and asked if she has time to see me at lunch. She said yes and thought I had some gossip to share with her. Yes, of course, that is who I was. I got into her office, asked her if we could close the door, and I started crying, telling her about how my marriage is falling apart and how I have no idea what to do. She immediately knew all the right words to say, and she prayed for me. She gave me a book called How God Can and Will Restore Your Marriage, written by Aaron Teal, and she told me to read the book. It was a PDF, and back then our phones were not as good as it is now, so I printed out the book and I took it home to read. When I started reading, I could not put it down. Every chapter seemed like it was written for me, and for the first time, I felt like I had hope for my marriage. Now, as you know from the previous episode, my ex still moved out of the house and I was left alone with my children, and that was when I went through a very dark period that I spoke about in episode 1, but I had hope and something more. The book was filled with Bible passages, and I have always loved to investigate things for myself. I had to see if the author was really quoting correctly from the Bible or just cherry-picking. This led me down a path of exploring God's Word, for which I got an insatiable passion. When I looked up a passage, I would read the whole chapter or sometimes the whole book just to get some background, and it was fascinating to me how interesting this book that I had previously thought was so boring. I looked at it with different eyes and delved into each book and chapter looking for the gems that it held, just waiting to be discovered by someone like me. What a wonderful time of exploring those first few years were. I still enjoy reading His Word, but back then it was just all so new and awe-inspiring. I look back at a time in life when I should have been miserable as a time that I started to get to know God, not as someone waiting to punish me, but as someone that loves me and wants to comfort me and dry my tears. He became my friend and the person I would tell my most inner secrets to. Do you need a friend like that today? Come to Him. Explore His Word and let me know if it does the same for you as it did for me.